talk about the Fang. It's like a crab, kind of, yeah. Crawler is a little bit like, Crawler is more like a wasp in Mechabellum. It's really fast and it's really squishy. Crab is probably more like Steel Ball, honestly, in terms of just how defensive it is, so like HP wise. I'm not gonna do all the units today, by the way. This is gonna be something I'll make like a video or two of this like a day for like a couple weeks, and then I'll have a whole series about it. So if people want to like learn about a unit, they can like check it out. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna talk about a Fang. Yo, you like Fangs? Well, let me tell you about Fangs. They're pretty sick. Fang is a very, very, very solid unit. I feel like this unit has so many roles that it can play. It can play a DPS role that's reliable. It can play a chaff role similar to the crawler video that we have, that we just made. This unit has a lot of range. It is very versatile. And it's similar to the crawler. It has a 100 cost overall, so it is once again tied for cheapest units in the game. It is a pretty slow moving unit. 6 move speed is not super fast. It is relatively slow, so it'll march in kind of slowly. But this unit has, you make a pack of 18 every time you make them. They're pretty squishy, but this unit has a lot of really useful upgrades to make it go from being like, you know, an okay unit to an amazing unit. This unit has, I would say, 2 builds realistically you could run, and right now I'm definitely using a defensive build. I think this is a very common build. This gives, I think the build that I'm running right now gives them the most versatility possible, but you could theoretically drop 1 upgrade to get their 5th upgrade, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I feel like not realistically, it probably is the worst one. But we'll start off at the top. These units have Ignite. This unit also is ranged. This unit has 75 range, so it is a, you know, they all shoot ranged from range. This unit has Ignite, and what Ignite does is it has a chance to ignite the target, and when the target is ignited, it loses 6% health per second. Now, if you have a lot of Fangs, you're going to be proccing Ignite on the unit the entire time. Just throwing it out there. It's going to be ignited like permanently, and Ignite is a really, really good upgrade. The bigger the unit is, the bigger the HP bar it is, the higher level it is, the more of a closer, or if it is a giant unit, basically the bigger the HP bar is, the more value you're going to get out of Ignite, because it's percent based, so you're just simply going to be doing more damage to big units. And also, generally speaking, really, really big units, or the bigger the unit is, the more expensive it is. So like a War Factory in this game is the most expensive unit you can currently make, and like if you shoot it and Ignite at like another Fang, you're not really going to get a whole lot of value there, because you're comparing a unit that has hundreds of thousands of health versus a unit that has 100 hit points. So it's not quite the same in terms of damage it will do and the impact it will bring in terms of getting this upgrade against low small units. But again, if your opponent's using like giant units or really, really high level units that have HP in the realm of 100,000 plus, you know, the higher the better, Ignite is a great upgrade. It's super good. And that's simply all it does. It just adds in a fat percent damage debuff that the target takes the whole time when you're shooting at it. Then you have range. Range is really good, and range is amazing because what range can do is it allows your Fangs to actually stay alive a lot longer. It allows your Fangs to actually go into a concave before they all get AoE'd out and killed more reliably. And it just gives your Fang the, like, when you get this upgrade, it requires the other person to also match you with an upgrade of their own range or have something that can deal with Fangs relatively well. Like, Fanged range turns this unit from a unit that is more or less a chaff unit into something that can actually fight back, like, relatively well, like, by itself even. And it really does kind of turn it from like mildly annoying into like now it's actually annoying overall because it has range. So range is, if you actually want to play aggressive, again, range is an amazing upgrade for this unit to have. Range is one of the best stats in this game, I feel, because it really does dictate the pace of the board and how things die, like as things connect with each other, because everything is automated with, it's an auto battler, right? So when range connects, like if you can kill the target quickly because you have better range and you have good damage with it, range is massive. So Range upgrade makes this unit become actually a problem whenever people get it, if they're actually trying to make a lot of them. And it pairs really well with other upgrades, like you can shoot big units from further away and proc ignites earlier, stuff like that. But yeah, range is, again, even also, you could even argue that range could be also an upgrade where if you didn't want to get the other upgrades as well, and you just wanted to get a upgrade, I don't think range by itself is the best upgrade a Fang has, but I do think it is still really good if your opponent has really annoying things that are like annoying the shit out of you, like if they have a lot of Wasp and they have like Fire Badger or something like that. Range could be a great upgrade to possibly have there if you wanted to make your Fangs able to deal with something like, let's say, Mass Wasp as like an answer to that. Or stuff like basically it allows your Fangs to be more effective at killing chaff units, and they are actually decent at killing chaff units overall by themselves. They're not the best, but they do a decent job at it, especially when they're like, you have a lot of them because they're also your own form of chaff. And then you have Mechanical Rage. Mechanical Rage is also really good in terms of aggressive. This is literally, you never get this upgrade unless you're playing aggressive. Same with Ignite, you will never get this upgrade unless you're playing aggressive. Range, I would say, is like 80%, 20%. Like 80% of the time you will get this, maybe even worse than that, maybe like 90-10. 90% of the time you will get this upgrade when you play aggressive. You could argue like a couple games here and there you could get it defensively, but most of the time it's a range aggressive upgrade. Mechanical Rage is 100% aggressive always. What it does is again, there's a lot of recycled upgrades in this game too, so you'll notice a lot of the same text. But Mechanical Rage is not like it's exclusive to Fangs. Crawlers had it, other units also have it. It increases the move speed of the unit by 5, and it also reduces the attack speed by 0.5. So this unit goes from a 1.5 second attack speed down to a 1 second attack speed. It definitely makes this unit pump even better. It gives you more Ignite chance, but Ignite already is going to proc all the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But Mechanical Rage does make this unit shoot a lot more often, and when you have 18 Fangs per pack all getting this big buff, it does definitely ramp up their damage quite a bit. It's just, again, it's amazing at marching forward as well. It turns this unit from a slow ass into a unit that actually has a relatively decent move speed. Anything that's double digit move speed is actually in the realm of, it's not bad. Anything that's single digit, the closer to 0 it is, the worse it is. But 6 is definitely kind of like, you're not the slowest thing in the world, but you're close. It's pretty fucking slow. But yeah, 11, turning into 11 with Mechanical Rage definitely makes it a much faster unit. You can definitely march quickly, and you'll notice it in your game. But yeah, Mechanical Rage is a very good upgrade. It's definitely like this upgrade paired with other aggressive upgrades is amazing. Makes this unit really, really strong. You can literally do a lot of different things with Fang carry builds, and Fangs are very formidable if you have a lot of them and they're all leveled up and stuff like that. So yeah, Mechanical Rage on this unit, super solid, but again, only aggressively used. And then you have Portable Shield. This upgrade is definitely a hybrid upgrade. What it does, this upgrade is huge. I would say it's more often going to be used in defensive plays, you could argue it could be used in an aggressive play. But if it was used in an aggressive play, you should probably get it last. Do not get it first, because in this game, just throwing it out there, I didn't talk about this yet, but in this game, whenever you get an upgrade, it makes every other upgrade cost 200 resources more for all the upgrades. So right now it says this upgrade costs 500. If I get this upgrade, Mechanical Rage costs 300, but now Mechanical Rage costs 500 because every other upgrade goes up by 200. So again, just like if I get Portable Shield, now range was 300, now it's 500. Ignite was 200, now it's 400. If I get Ignite first, now Portable Shield is 700. Yada, yada, yada. If I get Ignite and Range Enhancement, now Portable Shield is 900, because 200 plus 200, because you get each upgrade you get makes every other upgrade until you're done, and max upgrades is 4. But each time you get an upgrade, it makes every other upgrade that's still available cost 200 more. So Portable Shield is going to make everything else expensive as fuck if you get it first. Do not get it first. Maybe don't even get it at all if you're playing aggressive, if you have it still. But again, if you're loaded, if you have a ton of money and you're like, I'm playing aggressive and I have every other upgrade I want and I still run Portable Shield, it is amazing. And the reason why it's amazing is what I'll say right now. What it does is it doubles your HP bar on your unit, whatever your current HP is. The level 1 Fang is 117, a level 2 Fang is 234, a level 3 Fang is 351, etc., etc., etc. What it does is it doubles up on your HP, and it literally takes as much damage as the game throws at it. If there is one instance of damage that breaks the portable shield, it will absorb that damage before it hits your health bar. So if there's like something that shoots a Fang for 10,000 damage, even though a Fang has literally 234 health with the portable shield and the HP, if it's 117 and then 117 again because of the shield, if something hits it for like 10,000 damage or something like that, it won't kill it, it'll just kill the shield. And now it has to hit the Fang again to hit the actual HP bar. So this absorbs damage in the sense that anything that would have killed the Fang kills the shield. It's like duplicating a Fang right there. And then now it has to kill the Fang again. So this is great at buying time on the Fangs to not let them die. Obviously they still will die if they're getting targeted by stuff, but it really does buy a lot of time on the Fangs at making them last a lot longer once you get that upgrade. It's really, 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 really strong. And it is by far the one and only, like, the number, or I guess range, again, I said range is a little bit defensive, but portable shield absolutely is an amazing upgrade defensively. It is the #1 upgrade, by not even close, by far, for Fangs. Again, like I said earlier, it can be used aggressively too, but it is so amazing defensively. It is so good. It is one of the best upgrades in the game, in my opinion, in terms of just like how useful it is. If you have a lot of Fangs on the board and you get that upgrade, it makes this unit amazing at just absorbing damage. And yeah, the bigger the damage it absorbs, the better. So it's great. So portable shield, amazing, and as you can see, it costs 500. It is so much more expensive than every other upgrade, and with good reason. It is amazing. It is such a good upgrade. And then finally, our last upgrade, armor-piercing bullets. This upgrade is not bad. It is not a bad upgrade. You can run it, but just to make you understand when you would run this and why it would make sense, the lower HP the unit has, the better this upgrade would be. It's the literal, like, inverted version of Ignite. It's the reverse. Ignite it scales better the higher HP unit has. Armor-piercing bullets scales better the lower the percent HP the unit has. And all it does is it adds 50% more damage to your Fang's attack, and the Fang attack is 61, so theoretically you're getting 30 more damage there. So your Fang is going to be doing 91 damage instead of 61, essentially. It's great against small things. So if you're trying to kill like Mustangs, if you're trying to kill other Fangs, if you're trying to kill crawlers, if you're trying to kill other medium-ish units like steel balls, like arc lights, like sledgehammers, it could be arguably better there. But if the unit levels up, if the unit has a modification item on it that increases its HP, if it has all these things that make it have higher HP, or if it's a bigger unit period, then once again, I feel like Ignite outweighs it. And I do feel like there is a lot of things in this game that are good at killing small units, which is why I don't think it's better to run armor-piercing bullets, and I do feel like it's better to run Ignite, because Ignite is definitely a much more rare instance of damage. There's not a lot of things in this game that can do percent-based damage overall. There are things in this game that have crazy, like, ramp-up damage, like a melting point or like a steel ball's damage, like a laser. But in general, I do feel like Ignite has more versatility and usefulness throughout a game than armor-piercing does. But again, I'm not trying to make it sound like armor-piercing is bad. Armor-piercing is still good in my opinion. I feel like there's still reasons why that would be a good upgrade. And if you realistically wanted to do a ultra-aggressive build, you could just drop our portable shield and pick up armor-piercing bullets if you're trying to be like a super aggressive Fang player and you want your Fangs to just be like universally good against all things, all unit types. Then you could pick that up too if you wanted to and just run a full super aggro build. But I do think portable shield is, again, one of the best upgrades in the game. I personally, I don't ever want to part with portable shield. This upgrade has won me so many games simply by turning it on when I already have like 12 squads of Fang and I don't even have any other upgrades active. It's just that. And then I'm like, oh, my fangs are dying so slowly now. It's great. But yeah, that is the build I run, and that's what all the upgrades kind of entail, I would say. And this unit, I would say this unit, again, pairs with every single composition well. And the reason why it does is because this is the cheapest form of anti-air in the game. I'm not going to say it does great against all air, but if you upgrade this unit, it can do great against all air. And by default, without upgrades, it still can perform well against a unit in this game called a Wasp. And a Wasp is an incredibly annoying air unit that is like similar to the Fang, where it's a pack of 18. A Wasp is very similar to that. It comes in a pack. I can't remember exactly how many. For some reason, I want to say 12, but I might be wrong on that. But it's like a swarmy air unit per each time you make it, and a Fang can actually be a great form of cheap anti-air against a unit like that. And then not only that, it's also the slowest chaff unit in the game, and that is actually a big deal because chaff, your board is like, it's like, think about like a game of chess. Like you only have a limited amount of room on a board, and your pieces will go across to the other side of the board, and if they die, then they're dead. But if you have a piece that goes a lot slower than other pieces, and you have some pieces that go really fast, the slow pieces can actually get into the location where they're going to be really annoying once they're there, at a point in the game when the other chaff that's like a lot faster ran in and died super quickly. And again, if you didn't watch the other video, chaff is what units in this game, the community calls it, when you have like a lot of units, like a lot of little crappy units that are cheap, like crawlers and fangs. Wasp are kind of chaffy for air, stuff like that. Like just cheap massable units are chaff. It's just like fodder. It's just like decoys that get shot at. So this unit, again, it's really cheap. It's really great. It's a great source of anti-air when you're on a budget. And this unit is, again, really good when you're just on a budget period, when you're trying to fill your board out to create like a solid formation of a board. This unit is amazing at taking hits to the face for other units, and it's also good at dealing damage. Again, like I said, when you upgrade it, it's a solid unit all around. It's a very good unit. And this unit's biggest weakness, I would say, is fire. This unit's biggest weakness is fire. So you definitely do not want to be making this unit into fire-based compositions. It's not going to be ideal. So like if your opponent has fire and if you already have Fang and your opponent has fire now, that's okay. But if your opponent is making fire and you're still making Fang, you're probably gonna have a bad time. You better have something that can like, again, figure out ways that you can like separate your board and like change it around, like get stuff going other ways, like to get out of the fire a bit, or mitigate the fire by like making it, like baiting it elsewhere. But in general, if your opponent's going for a lot of fire, like a lot of Vulcan, some missiles with Vulcan, fire, Stormcallers, something like that, you probably want to avoid making this unit. This unit definitely suffers from AoE damage and ground-based effect damage. So ground-based effect damage is like fire because they walk through it and just instantly die. And then if your opponent has a lot of splash damage like Mustangs with AoE spread, this unit can suffer against stuff like that too. So be careful about making too many of this unit if your opponent has good AoE. But if your opponent does not, then this unit can perform pretty well overall. And it really does pair with everything in the game. It fills out a board well, and it pairs with any composition. So don't worry about like when you make it. It's not like it's ever really a bad choice, as long as there's not a bunch of fire on the board by like round 7 or something like that.